Hello everyone and welcome to QE. Today, we are going to learn how to find out your IP address. There are two types of IP address. In this video, we will see how to find out these two types of IPs. The first kind is the actual IP address of your computer. The second type is the IP address that your internet service provider gives you. The IP stands for Internet Protocol, which is part of Transmission Control Protocol and Internet Protocol, TCP/IP, which is the set of rules governing the format of data sent via the internet or local network. It's all called IP for short, and TCP/IP is the language used for communication by most networks, which is how other computers and devices on the internet can identify your computer. It's a piece of your network that works silently in the background. A private IP address, or local IP, identifies a device on your network. Each device on your local network has a unique local IP address that is usually assigned by the router on your internal network, including your computer. That same address can be used on other private networks too. The public or external IP address and local or internal IP address. The public address is provided by your internet service provider, ISP, and is how the internet recognizes your network. An IPv4 address, or nowadays IPv6 address, is what you need to focus on, because this is your IP address of your PC. This will mainly be used for connecting other devices to your computer. When you check your IP address, you'll likely see both an IPv4 and IPv6 address. IPv4 addresses are shorter, but due to the enormous number of internet-connected devices, the world is running out of them. IPv6 addresses aren't as easy to read, but there are enough of them to go around for a long time. Your provider uses an IPv6 address, which is why it looks so long and complicated. To find the IP address on Windows 10, without using the command prompt, click the Start icon and select Settings. Click the Network and Internet icon. Then click on Wi-Fi Properties. Here you will find your IP address and other information under Network Details. If available, the IPv6 addresses appear at the bottom of the page. To view the IP address of a wired connection, select Ethernet Properties and select your network connection. Your IP address will appear next to IPv4 or IPv6. On Mac, go to the System Preferences, select Network, click the connection type on the left to see the IPs for each type. You may need to click the TCP/IP tab at the top with slightly older versions. For your Android phone, open Settings, go to About Device, and then tap on Status at the bottom of the page. Easy. Your public IP is easy to find because any device on the internet can see it. Thus, you can visit a multitude of websites that will show your public IP address instantly, right on your phone. Another way to find your public IP address is to use Google search. Simply type in "What is my IP address?" Open Chrome on your Android phone or Safari on your iPhone, or whatever other browsers you use. Then navigate to a public IP checker website. A public IP address, or global IP address, is how the rest of the internet sees any device on your network. Because this is network specific, your global IP will be the same whether you're using your phone, desktop PC, or other devices at home. A router, in turn, handles all the traffic from your computer out to the internet. So even though a website only sees a request come in from the IP address on the router knows how to route the information to from the computer. That's why it's called a router. In the most basic network, your router is going to have an IP address like 192.168.0.1, and that will be called the gateway. You'll see it pop up a lot as you look for the IP addresses of other devices. That typically means your router will use DHCP to assign addresses to devices where only the last octet changes. Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, DHCP, is a client or server protocol that automatically provides an Internet Protocol, IP, host with its IP address, and other related configuration information such as the subnet mask and default gateway. So 192.168.0.101 or 192.168.0.102, for example. It does depends on the range defined by your router. This is pretty much the same on all internal networks because they're hidden behind the router, which routes all that communication in and out to the proper places. If you have a big internal network, another number called a subnet will help divide your network into groups. The subnet mask used by most home networks is 255.255.255.0. Now let's find out how to see the IP address of the one your internet search provider gives you. To do this, just open any web browser that you have and go to Google, type an IP address or what is my IP on any search engine. That's all you have to do, and that is going to give you your IP address. There are plenty of sites out there that will show you the same thing. The website see it as simply because by visiting the site, your router has made a request and thus revealed the IP address. They all go further, showing off the names of your ISP, your city, and even maps. There are sites like whatismyip.com, IP location, ip.me, whatismyipaddress.com, HMA's IP checker, myipas.com, and whatismyipaddress.org. If you have any questions, comment below to let me know, and I do my best to answer them. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to give us a like. New here, why not subscribe? And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss a future video. And I'll see you in the next one.